This is the Manager30 from REDARC, and this is what I picked for my dual battery setup in my 4Runner, but I realized I've talked about it several times, but I've never really explained in depth what it is and what it does, so today, that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to explain why it is no longer in my 4Runner. But first, I'm going to talk about this, which is the BCDC1225D from REDARC. And this is their most popular charging solution for dual battery setups. And the reason it's so popular is because it does exactly what most people need it to do. It charges 12 volt from the alternator, and it charges from solar. Most people don't want or need a whole lot more than that. And there are tons of other chargers that do exactly the same as this from a bunch of other companies. Some of them are cheaper, some of them are more expensive, but there are several reasons why this one's so popular. One of them, you can see, is just because it's so compact. It's also weatherproof. But the main thing, and the reason I went with REDARC, is because it's one of the few companies, if you've got a problem, you can just give them a call. Just recently on my Patreon Discord channel, we were wondering if you could wire several of these up together to charge your batteries faster. So one of my subscribers just called up REDARC and asked them, and it turns out you can. The great thing about dual battery setups is you can add as much or as little as you need. So for most people, you can just start with this and it'll do exactly what you need it to. If your demands change, you suddenly find you need more power, well then you can start adding things. One of the first things that people add is a way to monitor the power in your battery so you can see how much power is going in, how much is coming out, how long it'll be before it's fully charged, or how long it'll be before you fully discharge the battery. A lot of people then go on to add a Shore power hookup, which is a 120 volt input, so you can plug it into the wall at your house or at a campground. I have that, and it's great when I'm not on those trips. I can leave the fridge in the vehicle. I can go out grocery shopping if I want and use the fridge, and it also helps maintain the life of the battery, keeping it fully charged. And if you want to add all of those things, you have a lot of modules that you have to buy, wire in, and then find the space for. That's where this comes in, the Manager30, because it does all of that. That's why they call this a battery management system. This does all of those things in one self-contained unit, so I can charge 30 amps from the alternator when the vehicle's running. When I get home, I can plug it into the wall using this outlet on the end here, and then it'll charge up to 520 watts from solar. You can actually plug in more than 520 watts worth of solar panels. On the sunniest days, it'll only put in 520 watts, but on the cloudy days, that'll help get you a little extra power. It also allows you to monitor everything, and just like the other one, it works with all different types of battery. With a 30 amp input, it fully charges my 100 amp hour battery in a little over 3 hours. And you can calculate how long it takes to charge yours. You simply divide the capacity in amp hours by the number of amps, which in this case is 30, it gives you the number of hours. In reality, if you were fully charging a battery, it does take a little bit longer than that because it does slow down for the last few percent, but most people also don't completely discharge their batteries. The monitoring is done using one of two screens. There is a basic black and white one that gives you all the information you need, like incoming, outgoing, time to charge, time to discharge, or you can do it with the Red Vision screen, which gives you the same information but has several advantages. The first is that this comes with Bluetooth, so you can check on it from anywhere within Bluetooth range. So if you're in your rooftop tent running a heated blanket, you can see how long the battery will last with you running that blanket. And then of course when you're home, you can check on it as well. I actually have my 4Runners usually parked about 40-50 feet that way through several walls, so I can see whether it's plugged in at home, see whether the fridge is running, that kind of thing. The second is that this allows expansion to the Red Vision system, and that is why this is no longer in my 4Runner. I've pulled it all out, and it's going to be going into my Tundra, which I should be getting within the next week, and I'm going to be installing the Red Vision system with it. The Red Vision system is basically a power distribution and monitoring system all in one, and it can be controlled and monitored using this screen. And I'm going to be wiring up all of my electronics, including my lights and my fridge. So I'm going to be putting this in my vehicle up front, and actually going to be using this kind of like an S-Pod or one of those Switch Pro systems, so I can control my lights using these buttons. I can turn things on and off with the buttons, and I can also control things with the Bluetooth app that goes with this. And you can also hook up a couple of monitors to work with this display and with the app. So I'm going to be using a temperature monitor in the fridge, maybe an ambient temperature monitor, and I'll be putting a water tank in the truck bed of the Tundra. So I'm going to put a water level monitor in there and hook it up to this as well. That way I can see what level that tank's at. I know when I need to go get some more water. I'll go into more details on the Red Vision system when I install it in the back of the Tundra, so make sure you subscribe so you can see that. Thanks for watching.